Hello and welcome back to another video of Brotato. Today we're continuing the Mastering Brotato Abyssal Terror series and we are playing the old. You can see here we have minus 25% enemy speed, plus 10 harvesting, map size minus 33%, enemies minus 10%, and our own speed minus 10%. There are a lot of things you can go with here. Personally, I really enjoy going with a support weapon because support weapon class gives you harvesting and you already have 10 to start. So all of these weapons that don't have support, I don't really take into account. The pruner, the loot, and the sickle are new items in Abyssal Terrors, so you could go with either of these. But originally there were only the taser and the pruner. So in my first video in the base game for this guide series, in that in the base game, I used the taser, and I still think the taser is probably one of the better weapons. However, elemental damage is pretty difficult to stack, so I want to see if we can give the sickle a chance. I think it's going to do very well, has very nice melee damage scaling, and also harvesting scaling. Plus his passive is really good for dealing a lot of damage against low health enemies. So we're going to go ahead and give the sickle a try today. And you can see it also has a very nice weapon swing. It's a super wide swing, so it's very good at clearing out big clumps of enemies. I like to think that most weapons with this kind of attack setting, maybe, attack motion, are pretty good, especially for beginners, because it's a lot easier for you to use, right? If you don't have to aim too much, it just hits everything for you. Harvesting is exactly what we were looking for. Melee damage would have been okay as well, but personally I just wanted harvesting there. Also, we're going to go ahead and lock the claw tree. Melee damage and crit chance are great. However, we don't want to pick it up yet. We only want to roll for our sickles and pick those up instead. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and lock the sickle. So I just keep rolling until I either can't buy sickles anymore, or I want to basically not be able to buy sickles, and then re-roll until I have one locked. So there, I didn't have enough to buy that sickle, so I locked it and I stopped rolling. And that was it. And that is because shops 1 and 2 do give you a ton of additional chance or increased percentage to find weapons, right? The weapon that you want at least. Yeah, we're looking for elemental, or sorry, harvesting, not elemental, anything. Max HP is also not bad. Okay, it's a tier 2 upgrade, so we are going to take it. And melee damage tier 2, okay, very nice. We ended up getting some pretty decent things. Little muscly dude is great, we're going to go ahead and lock that as well. And keep re-rolling for the sickle. Okay, see, I rolled all the way to 0 because in shop 2 we have a 100% chance to see 2 weapons. We didn't see a sickle, unfortunately, but if we did, we could have had a sickle there locked for next shop. Because after shop 2, from shop 3 forward, you don't actually always see 2 weapons and 2 items. It becomes a bit more random. So getting your 6 weapons in the first 2 shops is really easy. This has nothing to do with the old, right? This is just the system in the game, the shop system. So yeah, in shops 1 and 2 you tend to always roll for your weapons on almost every single character. It depends who you're playing, of course, but just generally speaking, there are some exceptions for everything, right? Speed is not bad, we can go ahead and take that, and harvesting is amazing. Now we can buy these items and then go ahead and re-roll a bit. Sickle and sickle, beautiful, okay. So we're going to have a bunch of sickles. You can see it's super easy to get up to 6. Normally you should have 6 of... It depends what weapon you're using as well, but for the old and this strategy, you should easily have 6 sickles by the time you get to wave 5. If you don't, that's definitely either really unlucky or you didn't follow along. So just make sure you're not buying any items in shops 1 and 2, only buying your sickles and locking sickles to buy in the next shop. Once you get to shop 3, that's when you can start spending your money on items and such. So like we're going to shop 4 here, we can absolutely spend money on some items. Attack speed, it's a tier 2, I'm going to take it. I should have bought the coupon first. It was a little bit too hasty there. We're going to roll some more here. Luck. 10 luck is pretty nice. You know what, we're going to take that, and we're going to take the whistle. And then lock. Oh, all of these are amazing. So corrupted shark gives us curse and damage percent. Coffee is really good value. Obviously you want the sickle. And the whistle increases the chance to see loot aliens, which is amazing for us because, well, the map is tiny. So even if the loot aliens have a lot of move speed, we can easily catch up to them. Okay. And just look how easy this is, right? The sickle, I think, was a nice addition, especially for the old. Because I know some people struggled, especially using the taser, playing the old. I think the pruners could work quite well, too. But it's just that those support items were not necessarily incredibly strong on the old. Because elemental damage is really difficult to stack up. And the pruner is just not a very strong weapon for killing things. So you could struggle against elites and stuff if you were using those weapons. More harvesting is great. And more attack speed. Sickle, damage percent, attack speed, and a whistle. And we also have an ugly tooth. Okay, these enemies are not going to be able to move, guys. So enemies already have reduced movement speed by 25%. This reduces that by another further 20%. Okay, super nice for us. Another corrupted shard and a banner. This gives range and attack speed. The important thing is the attack speed. So I'm kind of treating it like a coffee. It's a little bit expensive for a coffee, right? But it's not like we want to skip it anyways. Because 10% attack speed is good no matter what. And losing knockback pretty much means absolutely nothing to us. Knockback is not really relevant in any way to our strength as a character. Something really nice would actually be a gentle alien. The gentle alien gives you more enemy spawns, and you might think, oh well, like, wouldn't that be bad because we start with negative 10% enemy spawns? No, it actually is good because it just means we get more materials, and that's exactly what we want. More money means we can get more power because we can get more items. Tier 3 damage percent, we're obviously going to take that. Pick up our 2 items, and let's see, I was going to say any more sickles. Okay, there we go. And another one, look at that. All tier 2 sickles, they have 80% melee damage scaling and 15% harvesting scaling. They hit for 30 currently at tier 2, and 30% additional damage against low HP enemies. And yes, even though we have the big damage boost when enemies are low HP, we still want to pick up damage percent. It's not like one of them can replace the other. We still need to get them down to 30%, right? But I will say attack speed and crit chance are super welcome. Melee damage is not actually quite as important as harvesting, in my opinion. I'd rather just get more harvesting than melee damage, and then get then get attack speed and such. Oh, whoa. Okay, I have to pay attention for a second. I don't even know what hit me. I wasn't really looking closely enough. I think I walked into something. I must have, because there's no way I got that low HP without walking into something. Okay, little quick panic moment because I was talking too much, but we're good now. Yeah, as long as you focus, you should never die in these early waves. If you're unfocused like me sometimes during my explanations, then you might, but otherwise you should be fine. Another sickle and another sickle. There you go. Look at that. 20% harvesting damage scaling now. Amazing. We can also take defective steroids, but we do lose attack speed, which I don't really like, so I'm going to skip it for now. More luck is good, and lifesteal is also pretty nice. We don't care for elemental damage at all in this run, so the lifesteal is just a nice way to regenerate some HP, or get some HP back. And I think the butterfly is a pretty nice value item, especially on characters which don't lose, or don't really need elemental damage. If you just don't need elemental damage, then it's like you're just getting a free... Well, not free, but... Because the butterfly is a pretty expensive item, but it's still very, very high quality in my opinion, if you don't need elemental damage. Because you just get a nice stat that helps you recover. And then if you pick up, let's say, lifesteal in an upgrade 1 or 2 times, you suddenly have, like, you know, close to 10% lifesteal, which makes it really difficult to die. And a lot easier to recover. Recycle, 6 melee damage we will take, and 9 speed we will take. Perfect. More damage percent, and blood leech. We do lose harvesting, but we get some really nice defensive stats, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. This is great, the black flag. We don't want any of these other things though. Another sickle is very nice. One more reroll. Melee damage. We do lose a little harvesting, but it's okay. A scar and a bean teacher. Ooh, we do lose lifesteal, but I think it's worth it. So we're going to get XP gain, melee damage, and then this gives us a bunch of extra materials, the black flag. It does make the enemies tankier, but that's not really a big deal. Because the amount of materials you get to will kind of supplement that loss, or make up for that loss. The sickle is a pretty nice item. I really enjoy how it scales off harvesting for one. And it also has really... This is incredible damage. It may be hard to tell, but hitting for this much at this point in the run is actually a lot. Most definitely a lot. Especially when you're playing a character like Old, who in the past was, in my opinion, a little bit weak on damage. So the sickle really fits him well. You definitely have to be a little careful and actually stay focused, because you shouldn't be getting hit by anything, just like randomly. Let's try and get the loot crate. Nice. Okay, we got the loot crate right at the end. More lifesteal, I will absolutely take that. Reroll. Reroll again. Attack speed, thank you. We can take pretty much all of these and reroll. And some armor. Armor is amazing here. We have plenty of... Ooh, okay, we could take all of these actually. All of these are really great. This gives melee damage, of course, it's amazing. 8 max HP for pretty much 0 actual useful stats lost. Knockback and dodge are not necessary. But yeah, we're in a great position already to win this run. And again, if you find something like a gentle alien early on, you should absolutely take that. That will just end up giving you a ton of extra materials. The one stat we're definitely missing right now is armor. You can see I just got hit once for 16. So if we had a bit of armor, that would never happen. We'd be absolutely safe. So we could use a bit of armor to make sure we don't just randomly die. We are about to get a ton of HP from the shop, so it won't really be an issue in a second. But since we haven't taken any max HP or armor really up to this point, we are a little bit vulnerable still. You have to be careful for the anglerfish, which just does a bunch of short charges over and over. Okay, beautiful. Enemy movement speed reduction is great. We don't want to take harvesting. Speed is okay, we don't have that much of it. Damage percent. Sure, we can take damage percent, that's not too bad. And buy all of these to make ourselves safer. And a sunken bell. This is really good actually. Once per wave you explode for 300 damage when you fall below 40% health. So this can kind of just one-shot things. The small fish is also not bad, but I don't think it's worth it. We're going to go ahead and skip it here. Celery tea, okay. We can lock celery tea because we're about to have an elite fight, and then directly after the elite fight, we have a kind of free wave in a sense. So we are going to have a bit of a difficult time here probably, but then we can pick up the celery and not worry about having a bunch of enemies with bonus max health. Okay, so this enemy does do this sort of like little cage thing in a sense. So you do have to stay a bit out of range to make sure you're not getting hit by it. But the other enemies shouldn't really be an issue. This is the giant isopod, I believe. I think that's his name, unless I'm mistaken somehow. And just make sure you're always moving out of these slashes here in phase 2. I'm also going to move away for a second, because I really want to get rid of all these small enemies. There we go. Now it's a lot easier to maneuver. There you go. Super, super easy elite kill. I think if you're playing with this build, you should not struggle versus any of the elites. Some of them are definitely easier than others. A giant isopod might be a little difficult for a beginner. He's not the hardest, maybe like medium difficulty elite, especially for wave 12. Oh, wow. Okay, this is so silly, I really want to take it. So obviously, 84 harvesting, becoming armor, is insane. We have 6% less damage taken. 85% less damage taken. Oh my goodness. I'm still going to play the entire run the same as I always would, and I'm going to keep dodging and everything. But this does mean later on I can show you guys some silly things, because now we just got significantly stronger. Okay. Yeah, that was not balanced. We lost a lot of damage because we lost our harvesting there. And we also are going to lose a lot of materials and everything. But obviously, 84 armor is a lot of armor. One tier 4 armor upgrade actually gives you 4 armor. So we essentially got 21 tier 4 armor upgrades in one. And then we lost a lot of harvesting, like I said. We definitely lost a ton of harvesting there, but it doesn't really matter when you have 85% damage reduction. You're not really going to care too much about anything at that point. I think I've gotten hit twice this wave, and one of the hits dealt 2 damage, that one dealt 3. And then I got hit again 2. But the thing is, we're actually struggling because we don't have the damage anymore, since we lost our harvesting. If we didn't have this armor, we would have way more damage, because we still have the harvesting. So it's pretty funny, and kind of, yeah, it's kind of hilarious to have this much armor. But we just lost a ton of damage, so we want to try and recuperate that as soon as we can. Let's see, more damage percent should help. And that's it. Okay, we can definitely lose 1 armor. So losing armor at this point is not a big deal, because we have 84 of it to spare. So if we can trade armor for damage, now we absolutely want to do that. I think that's the funniest axolotl I've ever seen, at least personally. As for the one... That might be the first time I've taken it, right? In any of my runs. That's just too funny not to take, I think. 84 armor is ridiculous. Yeah, so you can definitely have stuff like that happen. You're obviously going to get your own tier 4 item. It might not be the axolotl, and then it's obviously very unlikely that you, by chance, swap harvesting and armor. But if you do get it and you get something useful, you can absolutely switch them as well. Like, if that were crit chance, I probably still would have taken it. Harvesting for 100% crit chance is perfectly good trade, in my opinion. We could also just have gotten any other tier 4 item that's useful and taken it as well. Okay, and we made it through. Our damage is still struggling. We definitely need a lot more damage now that we just traded it all away. Okay, damage. HP regen. I mean, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. We just want more damage now. We lost so much damage. Another sickle is great. Spyglass and some armor. Yeah, we don't need armor anymore. Let's take the ritual for damage percent. Ritual is pretty expensive, especially considering it only gives you 6% damage. But I'd say it's still pretty good value, just in general, if you do need damage percent, and we absolutely do. We gave up a lot of damage, like I said, when we swapped out our harvesting. Now we're harvesting. We could have just gotten like up to like 5 armor and been completely safe anyways, and then dealt way more damage. That would actually probably be better. But again, this is pretty funny, and it makes it very difficult to die. I want to see if I can tank the boss on wave 20. That's a goal, right? Now that we have so much armor. We don't have enough, I think. I think we would need at least like 100 armor more. So, or not 100 armor more, but like 100 armor plus more healing to actually tank the final boss easily. Okay, there we go. Easy wave 14. Oh, nice. 5% more crit chance and elemental damage scaling applied to our weapons. Can we get some harvesting here, maybe? Yeah, there we go. 10 harvesting. A sickle. Okay, we can't actually buy it, so let's do this. And then dodge and armor again. Okay, well, we have no materials left, so... Okay, we're against the shark. Something you can do is make him run into the wall. Like this. Just make him run into the wall over and over. And then move behind him. The main thing is that you're moving behind him each time, because that way you can dodge his hits. I think I've gotten hit like 4 times by slashes at this point though. So yeah, you would also want to try and hit these enemies here as well, to make sure you're not just getting a bunch of slashes and projectiles thrown at you. It's a bit obnoxious to try and dodge properly when you have so many things flying at you. This is one of the drawbacks of the old right. You have so many things on the field that it's actually kind of difficult to maneuver sometimes. Okay, we are not killing the shark. He keeps running away, and then also way too many enemies in the center of the map. We don't need any of these. Nope. Nope. Attack speed is great, more damage. Armor and engineering. I mean, it's cursed, so we will take it. We can get more curse that way. Pruner, cursed pruner. Wow, every 9 seconds. Amazing. We don't need that though. And a hook. Okay, sure. And let's go. Yeah, we don't have that much harvesting, so we're not dealing that much damage anymore. This run became a little bit silly when I took the axolotl. Maybe I should have skipped it, but I did think it would be funny. I would like to tank the final bosses, both of them at the same time. I think it should be possible, but we absolutely need more healing than we currently have if we want to do that. I've tanked them before, the wave 20 bosses, like standing still, but you do need at least like 10 healing per second, something like that. And then if you have like 90 armor, yeah, 90 armor and like 10 healing per second, you can tank them. That might not be completely accurate, but I had something close to that, and I tanked the final bosses before, so I know it is possible. Okay. Okay. Medical turret. Well, that'll help tank the final boss. More damage percent, XP gain, luck, and what else? More lifesteal. I mean, this could help tank the final boss, but we have like almost no damage anymore because we lost our harvesting. So I don't really want to lose any more harvesting and lose damage that way. Okay, so maybe I'm hoping that when we get to the final boss, we can just stand beside our turret and tank him. And the final wave consists of the dead, what is it? The dead whale? Or no. Oh yeah, it is the dead whale, right? The dead whale and the eel. The problem is they don't actually run at you or like try to stand on you. So I don't know, I think it's going to be too easy to tank them actually. I think the base game, since the bosses both try to stand on you, it's a lot more fun when you tank them both because you'll just stand there with both of them hitting you over and over and over, like multiple times per second, and you're still just tanking them. That's actually the most fun. Okay, we're pretty broke. 4 more armor, sure, why not? Let's do it. Melee damage, okay, thank you, we need that. More melee damage, yeah, we need that as well. Attack speed, another sickle upgrade, that's great, and a mouse. It's a little late, but I think it'll be okay. Actually, it loses its harvesting as well. It's kind of hard to say. This is the prisoner. So normally what you would do is something like this, and then you just dodge all of his projectiles. It does make it a little awkward to hit him properly, but you kind of get used to it the more you fight, right? The more times you fight him. I think I've gotten hit twice so far. Was it 3 times? Oh, okay, well, I'm kind of just not paying attention anymore because because I'm too tanky to be bothered by any enemies that want to come at me. I'm just standing near my turret for the most part. Normally you would actually be killing all of these stargazers and pods to make sure none of them hatch into the big enemy. Yeah, look, I have 0 damage. I can't even kill the boss. Oh, no. No, I missed my harvesting, guys. I want it back, actually. It wasn't worth the armor. I'd rather just have my harvesting. This is so sad. Nope. I just have no damage. It's actually so sad. Yeah, we can go ahead and pick this up. You know what? I'm gonna lock this, because it could get cursed. There's a chance. Yeah, you can see how difficult it is for us to kill anything, because we lost all of our harvesting. And your main source of damage when you're playing with the sickles is the harvesting. And realistically, if you had 60 HP like I do, and just 5 to 10 armor, that is incredibly safe. Obviously, the more, like, closer to 10 you have, the safer you are. But anywhere in that range, as a melee character, I'd say you're pretty safe. And you really don't need much more than that. If you have more than that, it's kind of overkill. So yes, having 70 additional armor is very overkill. I'd actually, if I could swap it back now, I would. But it's a little too late, obviously. We took the armor. So now the goal has changed from just winning the run normally to... Look how many enemies there are, by the way. The goal has changed to try and just tank the final boss, if possible. Okay, not bad. More armor, yeah, sure. Crit chance, more armor. Okay, we didn't curse anything there, unfortunately. We can go ahead and pick this up. Oh, whoops, wrong one, this one. And let's see, a loot. Oh, we could take a loot. This could help us kill the final boss. So we are playing with the sickles, but that doesn't mean you can't use something else. Obviously, the loot has almost the exact same scaling. It's off luck instead, but it gives you bonus damage on the enemies when you hit them. It kind of applies a passive. Another loot, but we can't buy that one. Damage against bosses is good. Okay, let's go, guys. It's wave 20. Here we go. This is the eel. And it's pretty difficult to dodge if you're just starting out or if you never fought him. But after you fight him a few times, it shouldn't be too bad. You kind of get used to running through his little swirlies and stuff. We do want to try and actually focus the eel down first. So they're making it difficult. Again, we have almost no damage because we took the axolotl. Oh, it was such a big mistake. Yes, this is basically impossible to lose. But I would not have lost this even with 10 armor. Like I said, I think 10 armor is plenty. I think we have almost... how much armor do we have now? It might be 94, 95. That's absolutely overkill. Okay. We're against the whale here. Wow, you really don't realize how much the harvesting does until you lose it all. Because this is taking forever. This boss kill is so slow, so incredibly slow. Hey guys, I'm back, and please don't leave just yet. I decided I would do another run and really quickly just skip to the elite fights and the final boss fight, because I want you guys to see what a normal run will look like if you don't get an axolotl, because obviously the axolotl giving me 90 armor is not going to be your average old run. So I want you guys to see what it looks like when you do just have a completely normal run. Really quick, I'm gonna skip to the elite, okay? So just stay tuned. We're gonna go to wave 11 in a second. See you there. Welcome back. We are against the prisoner, as you can see here. This is one of the better enemies for us because he's a lot easier to fight. The scariest part of him is going to be phase 1 here. But overall, it's not really difficult. You just let his little things come in, you move out of the way. They come in towards you, and then they move away from you in the same direction that they came in. So the only thing that's really scary about this wave is actually the small enemies that are spawning, not really the elite himself. You can see we're kind of struggling to kill him because we were moving away in phase 1. But now that we are in phase 2, it's a lot easier to actually just stand still. We have to be a little careful with the goblin sharks, but that is it. And then here in phase 2, technically you can phase 3, you can stand still, but it's a little dangerous, especially since we have cursed goblin sharks flying around everywhere. So we're gonna just actually focus him down here and keep moving, and he's dead. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys again in a little bit after I get to the next elite. Alright, see you guys there. Alright guys, we're back again, and now we are against another elite on wave 14. You can see here in phase 1, he does this little cage thing where he tries to get you stuck in the middle. You can't actually move out of it. You can also stand still if you are not getting charged at by anything. So, for example, like this, I stand still for a little bit. I'm gonna keep moving. But you do want to be careful because there are walruses spawning against you when you are fighting this elite. And then when he gets into phase 2, you actually have a bit more room to work with. Just make sure you're focusing down those enemies that shoot projectiles if you are against this elite, and you should be completely fine. I'm mostly trying to hit the stonefish, because the stonefish are the ones that are enraging them. And if they are enraged, they're going to hit me harder, and I don't want that, of course. And the second this boss gets into the 30% HP range, it's going to be a lot easier. But overall, I'm just trying to run around him, make sure I'm not getting hit by any of the projectiles or slashes, and that's it, okay? I'll see you guys again on the next elite, okay? See you in a little bit. Welcome back guys, we are in wave 17 now against the third elite of the run. And you can see he throws out this sort of spiral over and over. And there's also a ton of enemies here actually just shooting projectiles at us. So we have to make sure we play far away enough that we're not getting hit by too many things all at the same time. And then try to run around the boss and just make sure you're actually clearing out the enemies. I took a lot of additional enemy spawn rates on this run, so it's a little bit hectic here. But you can see once you get to phase 2, it actually becomes a bit easier in my opinion, because he just starts doing this instead, where he just shoots waves at you. So as long as you're constantly moving, you shouldn't really be getting hit very much. And you can always pick up fruits and, you know, get your healing off. As long as you are alive, you should be fine, right? So there you go, he's dead. That is the wave 17 elite. So that's all 3 elites taken care of very easily. Sickles are extremely strong when you stack up harvesting. So you can see the damage compared to when I took the axolotl and when I actually just had harvesting for the entire run. This is much stronger and better at actually killing things. But yeah, I will be back in a little bit to show you guys the final wave, okay? So see you in a second. Alright guys, we made it to wave 20, and as you can see, this run I actually have damage. I only have a normal amount of armor, 10 armor, right? A lot of damage percent, attack speed, and crit chance, and then also a ton of harvesting and luck. And you can see I just have a lot of other random stats because harvesting gives you so much money and experience that you end up leveling up a ton, you get a bunch of free stats, and you get way more items. So not giving away my armor actually made me significantly stronger as a character. I'm just obviously not quite as tanky, but look how quickly I killed the eel here. And he's dead. That's the eel. So this is what happens when you don't get the axolotl and you do silly things, and you just follow, you know, the guide like I was basically telling you along the way. That's the run, guys, okay? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I give you guys a normal run, and I give you guys a silly run. Alright, but there we go. We won with the old. Super easy, right? We even killed the Wave 11 Elite, which tends to be really difficult for a lot of characters. And the Wave 11 Elite is what gave us the axolotl. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. And maybe leave a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Next week, we will be playing the Lucky and continuing the series. So yeah, I hope I can see you guys there. But that's it for today, okay? Goodbye. Bye-bye.